Hey everyone, this is Via from Via Creates. I'm all decked out for Halloween, and today we are going to be creating my October bullet journal setup. October is always my favorite month, and Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I usually do try to do some sort of Halloween themed spread for my October bullet journal. This month I am doing kind of this ghostly scene in the enchanted forest where I kind of envisioned these kind of little ghosts holding lanterns to light the path of those who travel in the forest at night. If you're new here, this entire year has been Enchanted Forest themed bullet journal spreads. I try to do a yearly theme or at least some common themes throughout the year in my bullet journal because I think it's a great way for me to expand my skills and to kind of become more creative. I find when there's kind of parameters or prompts, I often find myself creating things that are out of my ordinary and unexpected. So having these sorts of limitations can actually really help me as an artist to grow. And a bullet journal is, in my mind, the perfect place to do this because it's a little bit less pressure. It's just my journal that I write in. So if it's not perfect, it's okay. I'm not, doing this on a canvas or on its own piece of paper. And it really just gives me this place to practice my art and have some fun. Now, I personally don't believe in ghosts, but I do definitely believe that there are places that can carry kind of an energy of someone who has passed or kind of past events. And I definitely do know people who believe in ghosts, who don't believe in ghosts. So it's always interesting to hear people's opinions, but I do love kind of watching movies and TV shows about ghosts. Nothing too scary. Or just spirits in general. Actually, one of my favorite books is A Christmas Carol, and I love how all the spirits in that book are portrayed, and so I think it's a fun topic to create art with and to hear from other people about what they believe and kind of their experiences. Whenever I do a night scene for my bullet journal in this kind of style, I always get a little bit nervous because I don't exactly know how the colors are going to look together, because obviously I want, the sky to be dark, but everything else to kind of look like it belongs to this night scene without blending into the background. But I think that this balance worked out fairly well for me. Especially because I did so many stars and added so many of these white highlights that I think it really kind of broke up a little bit of the monotony of all the dark colors. One of my favorite details to add is some craft paper and some washi tape in all of my journal spreads, because I have a lot of both of those materials and I think it just makes everything look super cute. Moving on to my reading list and habit trackers, I definitely am so excited for October to read so many fun, spooky stories. I, again, don't like anything that's too scary or too horror-y, though I do appreciate the genre as an art form. I personally am just a little bit too afraid for that sort of thing. So I tend to read more like cozy mysteries. I love a good like whodunit mystery, Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes type of book. I've also been watching Psych, which has a very similar dynamic, and it is so good. So I think I'll be reading some of those. I might read some Gothic books as well. I love a good Southern Gothic story because the suspense and the atmosphere is just so delicious for this time of year. And I do live in the South right now, and so it's kind of like I can read it and then I can see the scenery very clearly around me, so it's a little bit more immersive without being, you know, too immersive in the Gothic atmosphere. I'll go ahead and put the dimensions up on the screen for y'all of how I make my habit trackers every month. I don't exactly follow the dot grid, I just kind of use a ruler because I didn't always have dot grid journals, but overall it's kind of the same idea as if I used a dot grid, just using a different type of spacing. I think one of my most asked questions, if not the most asked question on my Instagram and TikTok, is what is the white pen that I use for my spreads? And it is actually a silver pen. It is the Uniball Signo gel pen in silver. It is so juicy. It stands out on every single background. And if you do use it on a dark background like this blue here, like it does look very bright and white. I love how it shines and reflects in the light as well. I love a good metallic moment, and so that's kind of how I get that really bold, almost white color, especially in my photos for my journaling. Speaking of fun things to read in October and around Halloween, poetry is definitely something that I focus on a lot during this month. Growing up, I used to spend pretty much all of October just reading poetry, especially things like Edgar Allan Poe and those like Halloween ghostly type poems, because again, it just has this really atmospheric feeling to it. And it just really fits the mood of the season. So I did include some of those types of poetry quotes within this spread here, as well as some quotes from some of my favorite authors and some of their more recent poems. I don't use orange enough in my spreads. Just look at how gorgeous this color is. It's definitely one of my favorite colors, so I'm always excited to use it. I also think that orange and blue together is just such a beautiful color combination. In my opinion, it is the best complementary color combination. I did a poll once on my Instagram and everybody said that yellow and purple was better, which I am just so shocked by because I do not like that combination at all. So I probably won't ever use that one in my journal, but I do try to do lots of orange and blues whenever I have the chance. Some of these colors that I used here are a little bit dark, so I do think it makes it hard to see the quotes, but it does make it look really pretty, so it's kind of a trade-off. I had to do a page with some pumpkins, of course, because it's October. Another thing I love about this time of year is all the pumpkin drinks. I am not a huge pumpkin spice latte from a coffee shop person, but I have made it at home with a homemade pumpkin syrup, and it's incredible. I also love using homemade pumpkin syrup and making whipped cream out of it and putting it on top of coffee or hot chocolate, and it is literally the most heavenly thing ever. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing this process. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.